Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is a kind of a different video than I've done before. I usually just do reactions, but I didn't get a chance to react to this movie because I watched it with the family. Just kind of wanted to enjoy it. This has been one of my favorite series, favorite shows, favorite book to show adaptations I've ever watched. It's in my top. The Last Kingdom is in my top 10 shows 100%, and it could be in my top 5. So I loved everything about this story, and the final movie came out that kind of wrapped up this story. I just kind of want to do a review of it because I've loved this show so much. I actually have a shirt. You see, let's see, Destiny is all Uthred of Babinber. I got this shirt on Etsy. I love this shirt, and it's kind of just me wanting to represent the homie Uthred. Alexander Draymond. Whew. Oh my gosh, that man's a dream. He's a dream. He's a specimen of a man. But again, what a show, what an episode, what a movie, what a story. It's gonna be a quick video. I just wanted to kind of briefly talk about this movie. Ethelstan made me mad the entire movie. But like I can't fault him, and the reason it's not even really Ethelstan that made me mad, it's Uthred. Like, you have been loyal to these people your entire life. The bloodline of Alfred is not loyal to Uthred. They never have been. Not Alfred, not Edward, not Ethelfled. Even though Ethelfled loved Uthred, at the end of the day, if it was her or him, she's gonna pick her. And we had the same thing with Ethelstan. Now I understand that, I know a lot of criticism of the movie is that it felt kind of rushed. Hey, I mean, it's 3 books in a 2-hour movie. It's gonna feel rushed, but I really am happy that they were able to finish this story, and I really thoroughly enjoyed this movie from as being a fan of The Last Kingdom. It made me mad, but like it made me mad in a good way. And the main thing that made me mad was Uthred's fierce loyalty to these people that are just not loyal to him. So that was the big thing. I mean, in the beginning, Ethelstan showed his true colors. He killed his half-brother. He's like, I don't want no challengers to me being on the throne. So he killed his half-brother. And Uthred's like, oh my gosh, why did you do that? He was yielding. Uthred, they don't care what you would do. That's what they're going to do. And they're going to do that 1,000 times. Like, Uthred was like, this whole entire series, Uthred would be like, he's like, why are they going to do this? I've been so loyal to them. Yeah, and you should be. And that's it. They don't, and it makes the show even more realistic, because that's how monarchies are. Monarchies, they're not loyal to other people, especially like their soldiers or their commanders. Like, you should do that. You should serve them to your detriment, because whatever they want, they're gonna get, and it's for the greater good of the kingdom. So Uthred never really realized that, and so he was always just like, confused every time they did something that he told them not to do. Like, Uthred, they're not gonna listen to you, like, ever. So that's something that kind of like always irritates me. But the show is done so well that I appreciated the story for what it was. In this movie, I thoroughly enjoyed it. We saw a few deaths, and I'll leave the big death till the end. But we saw our homie, Alfred, we saw him get hung by Ethelstan. Like, that made me, oh my gosh, this man has been nothing but loyal to you. And again, it doesn't matter how loyal you are to them. If you stand in their way of their goal, or they perceive that you're standing in the way of their goal, which in this case Alfred wasn't, they're gonna get rid of you. They did it to Uthred, the older Uthred, when he was like, Alfred, look, we can't pay these people a ransom, and they're gonna come and destroy us. So he's like, we gotta do something now. And Alfred was like, no. And he was like, look, I'm gonna do it anyways. He was loyal to his country, but it still got him executed. Well, he was gonna get executed. He ended up killing himself. But again, who cares? You don't. It doesn't matter how loyal you are to them. You need to do what they say at all times, even if it's to the detriment of their own country, which they don't even see. But I digress. Let's move on. We saw the death of Finnan's wife. We saw the death of, almost everybody in Bebbanburg, which was terrible. It was so tragic. I mean, Finnan's been Uhtred's guy since season 2. That's been his homie for the majority of his life. And so you could really see how Uhtred felt for Finnan in that moment. And so did I. I really wish I would have did a reaction to this, but it is what it is. And then Ethelstan comes to his realization that Ingelmunder is playing him like a fiddle, like a fool, which he's known this guy. I mean, I think in the books he's kind of known him for a little while, and I think he's known multiple people like that. But in the movie they showed just Ingelmunder, and Ingelmunder played him like a fiddle. I mean, like it was easy for him. Once Ethelstan came to the realization, like, oh, like he played me deep. And Uhtred was right. Wow, Uhtred, the guy who was with my grandfather, my father, me, who raised me and my father. Wow, he was telling the truth the whole time. Wow, that's, wow. I'm genuinely shocked that he was like, all right, we got to fight these people, and we're going to fight to the death. And he was like, Uhtred, you don't have to, everything that I've done to you, you don't have to support me in this. I'm probably going to die. And Uhtred being Uhtred, oh no, we're going to fight. We're going to fight for the English people. Uhtred, stop it. Stop being loyal to people. And they have this big fight. They kill the sons of these kings that they had to fight. So they don't have any heir. So when they do die, they're still kings now. But when they do die, they won't have an heir. So, SOL for them. There's no more of their kingdoms. It's just going to be whoever can, come to power in those places. They fight this battle, and so it's been a lot of talk on social media. Did Uhtred die? Did Uhtred not die? They kind of left it open for interpretation. I am going to go with the interpretation that Uhtred died in that battle. I don't think in everything that happened after that, I don't think really happened. I think that was kind of just sort of a construct of Uhtred kind of seeing the formation of England, or like that's him like living up to his oath of fighting for a dream of England, as we can say. But I don't think Uhtred was that whole scene was even real. I think he died, he grabbed his sword, and he went to Valhalla. Now I do, and when, so that entire scene, when Uhtred's talking to Ethelstan, he pushes him off. He's like, don't grieve for me. It was my destiny to die in battle. That's another reason why I think he died in battle. He's kind of saying it. He's like, it was my destiny to die in battle. Like, he died in battle, like legit. He pushes Ethelstan off of him, and he hears cheering in the background. He turns around, and when he opens the door and you see the hall, you see them drinking. I was y'all don't understand. I could not believe it. I'm like, oh my God, Uhtred's dead. Like, oh my gosh, he fulfilled his oath. He's in Valhalla. Like, yes. I mean, that Valhalla scene was so emotional. I really wish we could have saw, young Ragnar, Tura. I really wish we could have seen some of those. Uhtred's mom, or, Ragnar the Fearless's wife. I really wish we could have seen everybody who's Uhtred lost. His wife Gisela, his daughter Stiora. I think at this point Stiora is dead, from what I understand in the books. I wish we could have, seen all of them in Valhalla. But I understand. I think it was probably the actors weren't available. But oh my gosh, like y'all, that had me. Oh, Uhtred. And I loved how it ended with you seeing the real Bebbanburg castle. Now I understand that the original Bebbanburg castle no longer exists. Years, and I think hundreds of years later is when we see that, or is when they build that stone castle. But just to know, like, it's tangible. This story that we're watching is tangible. You can go physically to these places and see where these battles were had and see where these kings lived, and you can go to some of their grave sites. Like it just makes the story so much better. In my personal opinion, The Last Kingdom is right up there with Game of Thrones. I said it. I sure did. It's right up there with Game of Thrones in terms of storytelling and just keeping you engaged. I personally think if they had a bigger budget, and like if it was produced by, if The Last Kingdom was produced by HBO, it would be on par to be almost up there with Game of Thrones. The storytelling just that good, and it ended well. I mean, Game of Thrones, I've accepted how it's ended. At first I was really upset with how they turned Daenerys' character, but I can accept that how it eventually ends. I just think it was rushed. It should have been at least a season of us seeing her sort of descend into madness. But once I rewatch it and rewatch it more, I get it. Like, she lost everything. So, but this isn't about Game of Thrones. It's about The Last Kingdom. I want to know what you guys think of this movie. I kind of just rambled in this video, so sorry. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Let's have a discussion on, is this show in your top 5? What did you think of Uthred's death? Do you think he really died? Do you think he survived that battle and he went on to live in his old age? What do you guys think? Put it in the comments, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye.